sunny Bangor, North Wales for round 1 of this year's competition. We have seen 6 games today already, and we are now on to game 7. Kerry Alman joins me at the commentary. How have you found it today?
I've really enjoyed myself, to be honest. It's been really nice watching some very different styles of play and getting to know some different players that I maybe have not seen before. And yeah, I think that last game was probably my favourite one so far of the day, but I'm hoping for big things out of these last 2.
Absolutely. The last game was definitely a nail-biter between Valley Volcanoes and South East Blaze right up until the final quarter. It was neck and neck. Well, the game number 7 out of 8 today, the penultimate game, is between Powys Sparks and Coastal Heat. So let's take a look at those starting 7 positions. So for Powys Sparks, starting 7 at goalkeeper, Chloe Bolton. At goal defence, Mary Bailey. At wing defence, Fiona Williams. At centre, Rihanna Millington. At wing attack, Mally Davis. At goal attack, Josie Williams. And at goal shooter, Kira Williams. And across to the purple squad on the right, Coastal Heat. At goalkeeper, Liv Hollis. At goal defence, Josie Bennett. At wing defence, Maddie Newton. At centre, Lydia Grice. At wing attack, Chloe Evans. At goal attack, Chloe James. And at goal shooter, Katie Davis. So a bit of a change around for both squads. Players in different positions across both areas. Let's just look at quickly at Powys Sparks. You said in the last game, we were sitting here with Sarah Bell. Mary Bailey, we've said she can play in most positions. She's now playing goal defence, and Kira Williams is starting a goal shooter, which she made the difference in the last game for Powys.
Yeah, I'm really pleased she's getting the start in this one because she did come on in that last game and she came on with great impact. And I think that was Sparks' best scoring quarter. So really, really pleased to see her getting the start in that one. And let's just see what she can do right from the start.
Absolutely. Well, Becky Rowlands and Danielle Coxey taking on these two this game as the umpires. Coastal Heat as well have made changes to their starting squad with Chloe Evans out in the wing attack position instead of the goal attack, and Chloe James out on the goal attack to the goal shooter. So they have moved forward almost one player with Katie Davis starting as goal shooter. So a bit more movement there as well.
Yeah, we'll see how this combo goes. Obviously in the last game we saw Chloe James mostly at goal shooter, so we'll see what she can bring as a goal attack and see how this circle works for them.
Well, Sparks did turn over the first ball, and they've turned it over again.
Great pressure there from Josie Williams. Good hands over the ball and a nice tip.
And here goes Kira Williams. Just short of that post. As Heat bring the ball down to the middle of the court. Katie Davis asking for that ball, and as cool and calm as ever, pops it into the net. So
really good defensive work there from Coastal Heat, really slowing Sparks down through the court.
But Kira Williams pops that one in the net.
She saw that, but she gave it too late. If she'd have given that ball as soon as she saw it, that would have gone. But Mary Bailey read that well and just got the tip to take it out of court. She probably could have got 2 full hands on it.
Mary Bailey is one of those players that just attacks every ball in whatever position she plays.
Yeah, there's not many players that can go from one end of the court to the other and do it well, and then also add goal defence in as well. So yeah, she's impressive.
Probably goal attack.
I mean, I'm sure she'd probably play wing defence if you asked her to.
Mary Bailey actually does play goal attack, goal defence, goal shooter and goalkeeper. The reasons for that is because she plays at 2 different clubs. One club prefers her in attack and one club prefers her in defence. And she listens to both coaches and plays all positions.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
However, today is her birthday.
Oh,
So happy birthday, Mary Bailey.
I feel like there's another birthday somewhere as well.
I believe there is another birthday, and
Yeah,
I
like someone's
will
21.
find it. Josie is 21.
Is it Josie's birthday
Josie
today?
Williams is 21 today. So happy birthday to Powys Sparks, Josie Williams, whose birthday is today. Mary Bailey, birthday today, so they do share a birthday.
Yeah, Mary Bailey is 27 today. She has said that she's a bit sad about turning 27, but it's also going to be a special one for her to remember representing Powys Sparks up here today. And yes, Josie Williams is
turning
21
today. Well, what a wonderful day to celebrate your 21st birthday here with us in Bangor. Where else would you want to be?
Exactly. And who else would you want to spend it with apart from your netball besties?
As Katie Davis sings another one for Coastal Heat. The score is still quite even. It is only 3 goals to 2.
It was a lovely, lovely feed in there from Rihanna Millington.
Rihanna Millington earlier as well was playing goal attack, and now she's playing centre. So some versatility in this Powys squad. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Whatever happened to those players that just play one position or stick in their circle area? You know, if you're a goalkeeper, you're also a goal defence. You don't go and play centre as well.
I'm a goal shooter. That's just me.
Fair.
To be fair, I do play goalkeeper. I do tabble.
I think it's good to have some versatility. A couple of my male players, I've got one player that will and can literally play everywhere, and it's so annoying. It's great to have that versatility, but it's also really irritating that he's just so good at every position he plays at.
Absolutely. Well, Chloe James is one of those versatile players that just plays in her speciality area, shooter and goal attack, what you expect. And Katie Davis just plays goal shooter, so that's what you expect from her as well. So the complete opposite from Coastal Heat compared to Powys.
So far, not loving the start from Heat here. I kind of expected them to have their foot down and out, given how they started in the Infernos game earlier on. So hopefully it's just first quarter and they can just build through it.
Almost reacting to their opposition a little bit.
I think so. I think sometimes, yeah, you can kind of, how you play can and does change depending on who you're playing. I know certainly sometimes when teams I've played in, we've played top teams, we have kind of dragged up to their level a little bit. So maybe it's just a little bit of that, both of them kind of stepping up. I think Sparks are definitely playing better than they played earlier, but Heat just are not playing at the level that they did.
I absolutely do agree. We have seen Sparks pull out some performances over the past couple of years, over the last year. Sparks were a new team last year, so were Coastal Heat. They were not included in the first Netball National League in 2023. So the 2 new teams were added last year, and they definitely have brought some spark, pardon the pun, into this National League. That was totally unintended, but intended at the same time.
No, it wasn't.
As Rihanna Millington tries to give that ball to Josie Williams, but throws it away. There is just under 3 minutes left on the clock here for quarter number 1. And Coastal Heat lead 7-2.
That is a lovely, lovely just land, turn, fire it into the right space, even though Katie Davis had 2 players on her. So cracking ball there from Chloe James.
Chloe James is that player that will always know where her other players are. I've played with Chloe James quite a few times, especially at university. And she will sight her player, turn for ball and give ball.
Oh, okay.
So she will almost sight the player before she goes for ball. So she almost knows exactly where her players are.
Ah, that's a clever player because it just
Before
allows her
she-
to land and just let it go, which is nice.
So then she can land and let it go because she's already sighted where the next ball is going.
Oh, okay, very Jess Shaw of her.
Very clever player, Chloe
Or very
James.
Bethan Dyke, to be more precise.
very Beth and Dyke of her, yes. Well, Chloe Evans trying to sight Katie Davis, but Mary Bailey was all over it.
Yeah, that was a really good back on up from Mary Bailey. She read the space really well, got the tip on the ball, and then picked up her own deflection.
Powys playing the ball around as Coastal Heat are just not giving them the space. Kira Williams finding it difficult to get free in that circle as Josie Bennett and Liv Hollis just shut down every ball. Kira Williams getting a bit stuck behind the defence right at the moment.
Yeah, I think she is struggling a little bit, but I was very impressed then with Josie Williams' footwork. She was very nippy around that and then just changed her feet to get the defender on the back, but couldn't finish it off. So I don't know whether it's a case of Kira Williams is keeping the defence busy a little bit and allowing Josie to play. So long as they can keep putting the ball through the net, I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, I would like to see her use a bit more of that fancy footwork that we saw in the first game.
Absolutely. Well, Chloe Bolton and Mary Bailey did really well to shut that ball down on the feed. Chloe Bolton, another one in Powys that plays mixed netball.
Oh.
Something that's up your street.
Yeah.
Bit of mixed netball.
We love a bit of the mixed netball.
She's also a British Olympic weightlifting coach. See all these talents coming from Powys.
This is impressive.
The Powys lot, extremely impressive bios from them.
Yeah.
Extremely impressive. That's Chloe Bolton, who's able to do a plethora of different things as the final whistle goes on the first quarter. Score on the buzzer, 9-4 to Coastal Heat. Join us in a couple of minutes for quarter number 2 to see if Powys Sparks can Well, here we go then. The second quarter between Coastal Heat and Powys Sparks in the penultimate game of today. It's competition day 1 of the National League here up in Bangor, as Coastal Heat starts us off for quarter number 2. Just looking at the changes for both teams. As we've seen, Chloe James has taken to the bench for Coastal Heat. Chloe Evans has moved into goal attack, and Emily Edwards has come on to wing attack. No changes though for Powys Sparks, who have kept their starting 7 the same, as Liv Hollis goes up for that really long ball over the head to Kira Williams. And I think it was just a little bit of a slip there from Linda Grice.
The umpire just spotted that as she fell over, she put her hand into the circle to steady herself. Tried to get away with it, but didn't quite.
Eagle eyes there. Didn't quite get away with that one, did Linda Grice? But great cover on the direction change as Mally Davis fires that ball in to Kira Williams. And she sinks that shot to make it 10-5.
That was
Katie Davis fires back.
I was going to say it was a lovely drive to the top of the circle, but yeah, Katie Davis can't quite finish that one off.
There goes Chloe Bolton. Mary Bailey going backwards as she's just not able to see the players she wants in front of her. Anne is called for late takeoff.
Yeah, would agree. It did look just a little bit on the late side, but good spot there from the umpire.
If a footwork doesn't look like a footwork, but it just looks wrong, more than likely it's a late takeoff, right?
Yeah, usually. Good decision there from Emily Edwards, but again, probably a slight curse to the commentator. But yeah, really good decision there to play back to the line and just give her that space to get towards the top of the circle.
Emily Edwards, another very experienced player for Coastal Heat, with a number of caps to her name at Wales under-17s, 19s and 21s. Played the Tri-Series in South Africa, but is currently a PE teacher and plays netball in Swansea League. There goes Kira Williams, but Liv Hollis on the jump. Lovely timing.
It was lovely timing. I was thinking on the last shot that she does have a very low release point. And I was thinking, oh, someone's going to get that shot at some point. And yeah, Liv Hollis just timed a jump. She was obviously just jumping on the same spot and just timed it well to bring her hand down at the right time and get that tip.
Well, tip it she did. And Chloe Evans is called for contact on the centre pass. She didn't seem happy about it.
Yeah, I think Mary Bailey played that quite well. I don't think there was too much in that contact at all, but she just did enough to rock her body back to make it look like there was more contact than there actually was. She definitely plays shooter.
Over-dramatising
yes,
it.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, shooters love a bit of drama, don't we?
Oh, I know. Played against few in my time than they do.
It's just in our blood.
Mentioning no names. Wouldn't want to get in trouble.
There goes Chloe Evans to redeem herself when it just pops out of the net. Was chased down by Emily Edwards, but Maddie Davis beats her to the ball.
Just got a little bit scrappy so far in the first half of this quarter. I think both teams just need to settle down a little bit. Someone just take control, slow the play down, and just play some like short, sensible netball.
Maybe a change in that attacking shooting circle of Coastal Heat, maybe bringing back the two Chloes in like we saw in the first game.
Yep.
that might be something to kind of push them a little bit further ahead. They are using Katie Davis there, but she is more of a static shooter. But it doesn't quite seem to be working for them in this right now.
I would potentially look to bring in slightly more of a moving circle and kind of negate the impact that Chloe James is having at the back and that Mary Bailey is having. Having the static shooter is just allowing them both to come together to play that 2-on-1, and then Mary Bailey playing back off onto Chloe Evans. So yeah, maybe bring Chloe James back into shooter and see how they adapt with that.
Well, changes here that we are seeing for Powys Sparks. Becky Witt has come on to wing attack, I believe. Oh, absolutely wonderful timing by Josie Bennett, but just couldn't take her feet with her. And Olivia Hollis takes the interception instead. Kira Williams gathers herself back to her feet as Chloe Evans, lovely screen work by Chloe Evans to just block off Chloe Bolton from being able to come back on to Katie Davis.
Yeah, that was really, really smart play all the way through court by Coastal Heat. Good, strong rebound and sensible play through, and Katie Davis just using her body extremely well to just allow a nice, easy ball into the circle.
15-5 the score now between these two, so 10 points the goal difference.
Do you think, even though the score was blown out a little bit, I am impressed with how Powys Sparks are actually just improving. They've definitely improved since that first game. And just really interested to see how they go through the rest of the league and just see if they can keep improving game on game.
I definitely see a difference from last year as well with Powys Sparks. They've definitely grown in the way that they bring the ball through court and the way that they manage transition as well. I think the way that they react to certain situations has also changed a lot for Sparks, and there's nothing that they just keep growing, which is really nice to see. They're definitely not to be underestimated or messed with as a team that brings in different background and different knowledge and different things, like, you know, the mixed netball from Chloe Bolton, and like people like Mary Bailey who plays across the court, and like you have these kind of experiences from all these players coming together. So they might not be as set a team maybe as Northeast Inferno, but they do bring different bits into it as well, which is quite nice to see.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see the improvements. And I think the more exposure and more experience these players get, the better. And you can see that that's helped them already. Obviously, we can talk about Chloe James. Obviously plays mixed netball for Northern Steel, who are in the EMNA Mixed North League. So we actually have faced them once already, my team, which is Manchester Thunder Mixed. We faced them once already, and she did play in that game. I've just found the picture on my Instagram. And yeah, so that's going to help them because she's going to bring that wealth of knowledge that she's going to get from playing against teams that she's playing against. And that's going to help her in this. So she's probably one of the more experienced players, and having someone like her in that team is just going to help them game on game.
Absolutely, and some of these players as well for Powys also play in the West Midland Leagues, and like you said, those Northern Premier Leagues as well. So it definitely is something to take into consideration and not discredit. Coastal Heat showing their strengths as Chloe Evans runs herself into the post.
I think that may constitute as using the post. I don't know. We'll see what the umpire decides.
I mean, she tried to take the space, but there was no space to take.
Are they calling her as? Is he calling it a contact?
I think they
on
might
defense?
be calling it
I
as
think
contact.
That's a bit harsh.
Contact against Mary Bailey, which seems to be quite harsh.
I guess it depends on what the umpire sees.
Well, if Chloe Evans ran into that space, Katie Davis just takes the penalty. And the score now is 18-7. Correction, 17-7.
Liv Hollis read that all the way into her hands. That was perfect goalkeeper fly.
And a lovely little pop pass to Chloe Evans. Started from Liv Hollis' interception all the way through the court. That's what you like to see as a defender, right?
Yeah, the worst thing as a defender is when you come out and you get an absolutely incredible fly interception, just as she did, is then seeing the ball coming straight back at you because your attacker's thrown it away. That's just a kind of moment. But
Trust me, it feels worse for the shooters.
I hope so. But yeah, I think that was a really smart play from them, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more.
Well, there's 1 second on the clock, but Powys cannot put that ball up. And we finished that quarter with the score of 19-7 to Coastal Heat. So they have really taken away this game now. 10 goals scored by Coastal Heat in that one. So just one more than the first quarter. half of game number 7, West of Coastal Heat versus Powys Sparks.
West Wales Phoenix have already played twice today, so
I'm losing my mind.
folks.
I just see colours. I see colours everywhere. Coastal Heat are currently leading 19 to 7. Can't even say numbers. 19 to 7 at the moment as they kick off this second half of the game. Changes for this third quarter. No changes coming from the Coastal Heat bench. However, Hannah Evans comes in to wing defence for Powys. And Hannah Bailey comes in to goalkeeper for Powys. So the Bailey sisters in the defensive circle.
Yeah, we'll see how their telepathy goes. Just see if that works for them.
See if it works for them as well as it does for our other resident sisters in this tournament. Katie Davis from long range. There goes Hannah Evans, who has only been playing netball for 3 years. Hannah Evans. Powys' wing defence, very impressive. Only started playing in 2022. She is previously a dancer. She's just actually got married, so congratulations to you, Hannah Evans. And just got back from honeymoon in time for this competition.
That's commitment.
That is commitment.
That's two types of different commitment in the last couple of weeks.
Very punny, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
As Maddie Newton takes on Rhiannon Millington. Trying to get the ball to Kira Williams and does so.
That's some really, really good ball movement from Sparks as well. They really drew Coastal Heat out of their defensive structure and got the ball through to circle, but couldn't quite finish that one off.
Josie Williams just maybe need to follow her shot on those shots because Kira Williams is not going to beat Liv Hollis and Josie Bennett in the air for those rebounds.
Yeah, I
so
think
Josie Williams does need to go in for those shots, right, to follow those.
Absolutely, but I do think there's a lot of these teams today as well that can possibly learn how to set up, how to help your team when they're shooting. So sitting in front of screens, or are they holding for a pop ball or something like that? So how you're working together to actually create the rebound opportunity if it doesn't quite go in.
Absolutely. Instead of forcing a shooter to shoot from further out, just give them the opportunity to shoot from where they're comfortable. Just as Josie Bennett is trying to do for Katie Edwards and Emily Edwards. Katie Davis and Emily Edwards, as Katie Davis sinks that the shot from the hardest point of the court, right smack bang in the middle
but
of the
absolutely
post.
Nailed it. And then just Chloe Evans just overcooked that one. She saw the space, but it just wasn't the right kind of ball. It was a flat rising ball, whereas it just needs to be a bit more of a curved, arced ball to get through there. I think Mary Bailey just took a crack on the nose there, but she's absolutely A-okay. And a bit of a snowball there from Becky Witt.
Snowball because it comes down with snow on it.
Exactly.
Learning all the new technical terms for these kind of passes today. Oh, what a beautiful pass from Chloe Evans.
It's a really beautiful passage of play as well. Josie Bennett took a great ball in the mid-court, and Emily Edwards just cut up and then played into the backspace. And then that no-look pass from Chloe Evans.
Well,
but again, we're not rewarding it. Like, the attacks on these teams are not rewarding the hard work from the defences.
The defence on both sides are working extremely hard. The attack unable to capitalise. But a good vision to Kira Williams, who receives cheers from the crowds.
Oh. Okay. I have no idea what happened then.
Well, Becky Witt, playing wing attack, actually ran to the wrong side of the court before the whistle had blown for centre court, so they expected the umpire to blow to either get onside or to reset, but the umpire didn't actually see Becky Witt get onside. So Coastal Heat were expecting the ball to go in their favour. Big shout from the head coach, Wendy Brethen, was to play on. If the umpire doesn't see it, it hasn't happened.
Exactly, just carry on playing.
Coaching bench of Coastal Heat, Wendy Blethen and Sharon Walters.
And that was a textbook centre pass. Emily Edwards started wide, cut into the middle. Chloe Evans just drove into pocket and a nice, easy front ball into Katie Davis. Couldn't get any more textbook than that.
Wendy Blethen on her feet, as always, on that coaching bench. Always tends to be the loudest one in the room and is not sorry about that either. Absolutely loves it. Very experienced coaching staff for this coastal team, which definitely shows in their passage of play as Katie Davis just hits the rim on that long shot from that super shot range.
And a lovely little roll there from Hannah Evans in mid-court, but I do think it was footwork. But we'll allow her it. It's absolutely fine. The umpire doesn't see it. Doesn't matter.
If the umpire didn't see it, it didn't happen. Josie Bennett. Edwards finds Evans. Lovely split from Evans and a lovely shot as Powys Sparks bring on a tactical change. Becky Witt goes into centre court. Rihanna Millington hits the bench and Alice Janes comes on to wing attack for Powys Sparks. And Chloe Evans keeps the board ticking over for Coastal Heat, who are now leading 26-9. Only 2 goals scored by Powys Sparks this quarter. Josie Williams asking for that ball, but not being given it by Becky Witt, so obviously should have re-offered, should have moved again, should have done something different.
I think Becky Witt, if she wasn't going to give that front one, possibly then should have gone back to the reset option on the line. And Josie Williams, the first time she called for it and it didn't go, she then does need to do something different, pull out of that space, allow Kira Williams to come into it, and then maybe roll back to post and see what opens up. But you can't just keep going into the same space, calling for it if it's not being given to you.
Absolutely agreed. Well, Katie Davis just sank a beautiful shot there for Coastal Heat. But turned over on the second time by Sparks as a tangle of legs and feet stops Alice Janes in her tracks. Emily Edwards is reaching high for that one and gets his fingertips on it to give it to Evans. There is Davis in the range she likes. And Evans is there to capitalise on the rebound. Another tactical change happening here for Sparks as Josie Williams comes off for Rihanna Millington to take the goal attack position.
I think Josie Williams may have cramp.
Josie Williams is being stretched out on the side of the court. It is a long day for these girls. 2 intense 40-minute games, but also that break in between. It's taxing on the body, isn't it?
It's really hard to cool your body down and then re-warm yourself back up, especially after such a long gap. I think if you've only got, half an hour, 40 minutes off, it's fine. But to have a couple of hours off in between is really, really difficult, but you've got to refuel your body, rehydrate your body, get the electrolytes back in. But even then, it's so difficult to work your way back up, and warm up once you've cooled down is so difficult.
Absolutely is difficult, hence why Tasha Charles uses that deep heat so well.
And leaves the smell of it all over the building.
Remnants Tasha Charles is still here. We can still smell her, even though she has gone home back to Cardiff. Well, at the end of that third quarter, it is 28-9 to Coastal Heat. So 9. Leading 28 goals to 9. Powys Sparks really need to get some goals in the net to even get 1 point in this game to come within half a score. You do get 1 point for coming in within half a score. 3 points if you score more than 3 points. 2 points, sorry, for losing within 5 goals. 3 points for a draw. 5 points for a win. Changes on the court for Sparks. Mally Davis is back in the centre position. Mary Bailey is back in at goal shooter. Bella Witt is in at goal defence. And Chloe Bolton is back in at goalkeeper. Josie Williams is still off with that cramp that she had, so Rihanna Millington has stayed in at goal attack. Couple of changes as well for Coastal Heat. Georgina Lillicrap is in at wing attack. Meg Thomas has come into the centre. And Meg Baker-Rees has come in to goal defence. A few changes then on both sides for this final quarter. Are we putting out combinations? Are we testing things out?
Yeah, I think for Coastal Heat, I think they probably are testing things out a little bit. Surprised that this is the first time we've seen Meg Thomas in this game. I thought she had a really strong game in the first game against Inferno. And again with Meg Baker-Rees as well in our goal defence. But I think, yeah, maybe it is just to test combos and just see how it goes. I think for Sparks, again, it's probably just to get some more goals on the board. And again, build those combos for the 2 weekends coming up in June and July, and just see if they can keep building and keep building. A lively start to this quarter so far. We've had a no-look pass. We've had a fly intercept. It's been a great start so far.
It's been a very lively start so far. And Chloe Bolton is absolutely taking on that contact and flying through.
There's some great defence there from Coastal Heat, just getting a held ball. Belowitt just had no options.
Well, there goes Casey Davis again, and doesn't miss this time with a beautiful shot. As the ball comes flying at us at the commentary desk. Lovely take by Baker Reese away from Rihanna Millington. Meg Baker Reese also has a wealth of experience under 17s to 21s Wales and junior Dragons. Also played basketball for Wales under 16s and under 18s. Meg Baker Reese runs her own chiropractic clinic. So if you've got any back issues, any problems, contact Meg.
Yeah, anyone in the Port Talbot area, head on down there. A little bit too far for me to go, but
Sure, she'd book you in. Anyone in the Swansea Talbot area, go see Meg Baker Reese if any joint aches after this tournament.
I think there's probably going to be many after today.
Lovely ball. Oh, and did we see a dress pull?
Probably. I would really like to see Chloe Bolton start to get on the front of Katie Davis. Like, she's really happy with that front hold. And obviously, as we already know, like, she's absolutely comfortable shooting from the circle edge. So yeah, why not get in front of her and just see if you can challenge the ball that way? Because I'm sure Chloe Bolton can get up and challenge any high balls.
Chloe Evans knew exactly what she did wrong before Meg Thomas let go of that ball. She apologised before the ball was even gone. She almost forgot to run out, but Meg Thomas has a wonderful tip on that ball. And covers off Alice Jane's run. But Mary Bailey knows exactly where Millington is. Millington just short. Hollis comes away with the ball. Lovely speed. Thomas and Newton through the court. Katie Davis is getting frustrated there, isn't she?
Yeah, and I can see why. She was hooked a little bit. There was an arm wrapped through hers, and she wasn't able to move forward onto that ball because she was being pinned. So I think she's right to be frustrated, but if the umpire doesn't make the decision at the same time, you just have to get around on defence, because no amount of pulling your face, flipping your arms out, rolling your eyes, whatever, is going to make the umpire change their mind.
Nothing will change an umpire's mind once that call has been made. Oh, Mally Davis, acrobatics.
Well kept in.
Very well kept in.
Twinkle toes.
And great support by her teammates as well to pick up that ball.
Liv Hollis just saying, anything you can do, I can also do.
You can also do. Well, great balance and footwork by Meg Thomas to feed that ball, stay on side and get the ball to Kate Davis. And here comes the switch we were thinking of. Tactical change for Coastal Heat. Chloe James comes on to goal shooter, and Powys Sparks make their own change as Hannah Bailey comes back on to goalkeeper.
Sparks just flirting with the 3 seconds there.
Mary Bailey
got an injury.
Screaming for that ball. Oh.
Yeah, we've got an injury. She is
Alice
in a lot of
James
pain.
does not look comfortable walking off the court.
Don't know what happened, but yeah, it's obviously something with ankle or calf. But yeah, she is not happy at all.
Well, Becky Witt comes on, and as she's coming on, she rechecks what bib she's wearing just to make sure she's in the right space on the court. Looks like it's a hip injury for Alice James. We hope nothing too serious. And we'll see her back on court in a month's time in Swansea.
Yeah, fingers crossed it was just a bit of a clash of bodies and it's just a bit of one of those shock injuries and she'll be absolutely fine. Good hustle there from Hannah Evans. I've been impressed with her given that she's only been playing netball for 3 years. She's doing a great job.
Very impressed, especially in wing defence, a position that seems to go kind of under the radar quite a bit, doesn't it? And has to work hard off ball as a wing defence as much as you do on ball.
Yeah, it's a thankless position, I think. I do really enjoy a wing defence that is so tight on the body that you know the ball's not getting to the wing attack. And she is doing that really, really well. So, full credit to her for doing so well in only 3 years of playing. Yeah, I would like to see a few more wing defences play smart body on body.
A few wing defences come to mind. That should shut down their wing attacks. Elle McDonald is one at the moment in the Cardiff Dragons, isn't she, who is playing very well in that wing defence position.
Yeah, very, very impressed with Elle McDonald at the moment, considering that I think she's mostly a wing attack centre, but needs must for Dragons in that position.
Chloe Evans.
That was brilliant.
That was a wonderful passage of play. And I think everyone, even the Powys bench, was impressed with that passage of play from Chloe Evans. She knew that her feet were too fast for her, but she took it anyway and put the ball in the net. Lovely work.
Great accuracy. Really good body control as well to be able to do that. Some other people like me would probably just be flopping around on that one. But yeah, really good body control to be able to do that. That should make her highlight reel for sure.
Good decision by Meg Thomas on who to feed that ball to then.
Yeah, really, really smart decision. And I think that Chloe Evans there played the front on that extremely well. It pulled one of the defenders out of the way to just allow that nice, easy ball in.
Fast hands by Chloe James. Just missed the shot. The action not quite on. But she'll have another go. And sinks this one to take the score to 41. Nope, 40-10. Again, they're quicker than I am on the scoreboard, these guys. With 4 seconds to go. They want that ball in. In was the screams, but there goes the buzzer. 40 points to 10 is the final score here between Coastal Heat and Powys. So again, a really big goal difference on the board for Coastal Heat for their first win. Powys still looking for theirs. The score doesn't reflect the gameplay.
No, Powys have definitely improved through the day. I think that Heat probably started slowly, but again, they got better through that game. I think the scoreline probably is a little bit flattering for Heat, and definitely doesn't reflect the good play that Sparks actually did across that 40 minutes. So just, yeah, looking forward to seeing how much they improve over the next 2 weekends of the league. Obviously hoping that Alice Jean's hip is all right as well and that she's able to take the court in the next couple of rounds.
Absolutely. Well, what a goal difference that they just put on the board. Coastal Heat as they head back down to the Swansea area ready for next month's tournament, and Powys Sparks also back to the drawing board for them as we wait for the ultimate game of the day. It is the last game of the day. The two North teams clash. Northeast Inferno will be taking on Northwest Fury, and that is with you in about 20 minutes or so. just before 10 to 6. We will be bringing that to you live. So join us to see the two North teams take on each other and see who will be coming out victorious.